So when you get married, at some point in your dark thoughts, you think, okay, what if this jackass or woman will do something horrible and cause us to get divorced? Well, I don't think on the top 30 things would be insider trading. But that's kind of just what happened to Tyler Loudon. He decided his wife worked for the mergers. He was a mergers and acquisitions manager for British Petroleum, who was in the middle of negotiations to buy Travel Centers of America, give them another, it was like a $2 billion deal, and it was to get them more stations in the U.S., right? So, they're just working from home, cozy, cuddling, going to Rome together in a small little apartment, and she's talking to her bosses and typing and emailing. Little does she know, her husband is taking that information and ended up buying about 42,000 shares of Travel Centers of America. So and he made like a 74% profit. He had a lot of money, I guess. He made $1.8 million, I almost said billion, $million. He made almost $1.8 million on this trade because when the announcement went through, stocks rose, he sold everything out and profited. So I'll finish out the story, and then if you're not taking an exam, like a Series 7 exam or anything, clock off. If you are, I'm going to use this as a learning tool to teach you about insider trading. So in case you don't know, he was actually trading on inside information because she was in a fiduciary capacity, an insider. She knew about the merger, so she had rules that she had to follow. She can't trade on it, stuff like that, nor can anyone in her family, stuff like that. So he ended up doing it without telling her. Hopefully that's the truth. So he did this, he made all the money, and somehow he guessed he couldn't hide the $1.8 million sitting in his retirement and brokerage account, and told his wife. She immediately moved out, she immediately disclosed it to British Petroleum, and then she filed for divorce, and then she got fired. So to recap, he bought shares of a pending merger of what they call material non-public information. If it's public, you can trade on it. But if it's unknown, material non-public information, you're going to have a problem because that's illegal and that's actually criminal. It's not just civil. Now, a lot of these rules when you work for a broker-dealer are only applied to the register rep because, certain things are just that we have to do and customers don't have to follow them. This is not one of them. If you are convicted of insider trading, you're going to jail. And now is the Series 7 and the SIE stuff. We're going to talk about what are the penalties for insider trading. Now, good old Tyler settled for just paying back the money he had. And I'm not sure if he's going to jail or not. I don't think they figured it out. He just pled guilty like 2 days ago. He pled guilty. He's admitted to it. He had to give back his money. He's banned from ever acting in for a public company, I think forever, as an executive. But here's the thing. So civilly, you can be fined up to what they say is 3 times the gain or the loss avoided. So in reality, if he made $2 million, he could be fined $6 million. That's civil part. And sued by anyone who traded that stock during that time, which is crazy. Now, criminally, if you're a natural person, meaning a human being, you can be up to $5 million, okay? Plus penalties and giving back the money and being banned and all that. If you're an entity, it's up to $25 million, okay? So if you're a person, an individual, it's $5 million. If it's, what are you going to say? If it's an entity, like a publicly traded company or something, it's up to $25 million. And if you're an individual, up to 20 years in jail. I think he avoided that. Now, here's the problem. So let's say you're the CEO, you're married, you're your husband, your brother, sister. You are in possession of inside information, which is all the time. Having the information isn't the problem. Acting on it is. So people are insiders like lawyers, people on the IB team, investment banking, all this stuff. They have possession of inside information. As long as they keep it to themselves and don't disclose it to anyone, they shouldn't have a problem. And even if you tell someone that there's inside information and they don't act on it, you can be fired for ethics violation, but it's not a crime. So if people act on it, you're going to get in trouble if you tell them that. There are exceptions to this. So if there's what they call, I don't even know what the word, I guess the word is an expectation of privacy, an expectation of confidentiality. So if your brother knows you're in the investment banking, or your husband or wife knows that they're not supposed to say anything, and you can prove that they knew that, then you could avoid some of the other penalties. You'll still get fired. There's no way around that. But if you can prove that they knew that they weren't supposed to do anything on it, you were just talking to them, like pillow talk, well, not with your brother, unless you're in Alabama. But the point is, if you can prove that they should have known not to do anything, you can get away with it, which is why she divorced him so fast.